One of my favorite walking meditations. It's number 6. And I went all in and I was just like, okay, show me it all. Okay, I'm here. I surrender. I kicked and screamed all day, but I'm in. Bring it. Just bring it. And what happened that night was um, magical. I I can't imagine what anyone looking at me would have seen because my eyes were closed. I was in a meditative state, and I had future versions of myself showing up and applauding me, and I was seeing like my old life falling away. I was seeing myself in a rocket ship, and it was all very symbolic, but it all happened. My whole life fell away with very within a year and a half. I was out of the country. I was a different person. My body was healed. Um, and I left that meditation as a different person. And I have a picture of me before that meditation. I have a picture of me after that meditation, and they do not look like the same person. And they the picture after the meditation probably looks 20 years young.
You're listening to Inspire Me with Jay, where science meets spirit and stories of meditation and the near-death experience awaken what's possible within us all. I'm Jay, and this is your moment to be inspired. Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay. I'm author and teacher Jay Spillers. So I have a guest, Pauline. Why don't you tell the audience about yourself?
So my name is Pauline McGuire. Um, I I do very specialized energy clearing work. My journey to get to be to this iteration of myself has been quite interesting and intense. It has involved really getting to know myself initially through meditation. Um, when I taking my body out of survival, which allowed my body to really heal. I've had a lot of chronic illness um, throughout my entire life. And it was after my NLP practitioner training that I realized that my body was in survival. And it didn't matter what else I did. If my body was in survival, all of my being was in survival. And I started to meditate and when I began meditating, I went to a meditation retreat. And then I started a 30-day walking meditation challenge, which it's a guided walking meditation every day for 30 days. And we do this to develop habits, right? We know that when we get into routines, that things just start to flow a lot better in our lives. And that 30-day habit was life-changing. A lot happened. A lot came up for healing. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease within the first, I guess I had, in the first 2 to 3 weeks, I got super sick. And the only thing that helped was meditating. I was officially, so I kept going. I kept going past the 30 days. I was officially diagnosed about 7 weeks in, and was able to heal the Crohn's in 5 days by identifying what the root cause was. And I kept going and I kept going. And I went for 724 days. And at the end of the 724 days, I was living in a different country as a completely different person than the person who had started. So what I do is I work with people like me who want that level of change, who are ready for it, and who take ownership for getting it for themselves.
Mm-hmm. So I thought your thing is you go into the void, right?
when you meditate, yes. So this is our second round because the first time we met, there was a lot of feedback on the podcast, so we weren't able to air that. Yes. So the type of meditation I do, I study under Dr. Joe Dispenza, and we go into the void where there's no time space, and we connect there, and we create from there. If you look at another way of looking at that is that the body is a hologram. So if there's something going on in the body, we go into the void and we change the hologram. Kind of like, the old slide carousels.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those? Yeah, you're old enough to remember a slide carousel. So let's say that in 3D, the body is showing illness. It could be mental, emotional, or physical. What we do is we go into the void and we change the slide so that we project something different for the body. And that has been super successful for me. People ask me, Pauline, what are you really good at? I'm really good at healing. I'm really good at healing my body. Endometriosis, Crohn's, osteonecrosis, bone, you name it, I've healed it in my body. And it's a formula. And what many people don't understand is that the root cause, like in our society, we've overlooked the emotional and the energetic causes of why our bodies get sick. Everybody thinks that it's the body is the cause. The body's not the cause. It's never physical. It's always an energetic root cause or an emotional root cause. And the body displays that. I call it a check engine light. So let's say the body is displaying an illness. The root cause is not physical. It's energetic or emotional. A lot of people understand that there can be emotional root causes. However, the energetic root causes most of the time it's actually energetic. It's not emotional. And so then the body puts on a check engine light. And all that's ever designed to do is to show you, hey, there's something here. Can you deal with it? But our medical system then gets involved and it doesn't treat us holistically. It only treats the physical symptoms, and people wonder why it never goes away or it actually recurs.
So when you go into the void, is that sort of like going into the deep part of your soul?
We are creation. We are fractals of source energy embodied. The void is source energy. So yes, it is essentially going to the source of everything. It is the source of yourself. It is the source of everything, where everything exists. And if you want to bring a new possibility down, a new reality down, that's where you bring it from.
How do you get there?
You get there by calming the body, calming the mind, and letting go of all thought. You're essentially not a person in a body. You get to a point of such a connection that I'm no longer sitting here as Pauline in my body. You're no longer Jay in your body. You are an energy. You are a source energy. You are an awareness. And it is learning how to do that, getting really good at doing that, which requires overcoming the body. Most of our bodies are in fight, flight, survival. We live in a very stressful world. and becoming no one in no place and in no time. And that is the practice.
Does it take a while to get
Do you
there?
meditate?
Yeah, I meditate every day. Yeah, like 40 to 45 minutes.
And what type of meditation is it?
I just do kind of an eclectic. Like I'll do affirmations, I'll do some mindfulness, I do some breath work, and a lot of times I focus on, just like whatever's on my mind, or I'll pick a goal like I want to relax and I'll just work with that, you know. I don't have like a specific thing I do
And so
exclusive.
okay. So when you're using your mind, you're thinking your affirmations, and you're maybe visualizing things and
Mhm.
using your mind, you're never going to connect to the void because you're in your logical mind. You have to leave all of that, completely change your brainwaves and your state to get into the void, to leave all of the identity behind. So it's very, very different.
How would you start to do that?
So as I said, I'm a student of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has a ton of free resources for anybody who is interested. His book, Becoming Supernatural, breaks down the entire process. I couldn't do it justice, but I am telling you that there are so many resources out there from him if you are interested. It involves completely changing your state. So if you're doing a mindfulness practice where you're consciously present, affirmations, you're visualizing things, that is not a transcendental meditation. That is not changing your brainwaves. That's going to calm your body down. That's going to be super helpful, but it's not going to get you into changing into where we create. And that's a really powerful.
Does it take a long time to get to that state?
Does it so that I'm hearing two questions in that. One is, does it take a long time to learn how to do that?
Well, I was
Or
asked,
once you know, does it take a long time to get there?
right. Does it take a long time to get there once you know how to do it?
No, no. Like anything that you get really good at, you can go. And you understand how to change your brain waves. You know that when your state is changing, and you literally come back from a meditation like that, and you open your eyes and you're in a new world. You know you left your energy. You were not yourself during that meditation. You went to the void and you came back. And when you come back with new information, new high frequency. And that's when you have the spontaneous healings. For me, that type of meditation. I mean, I've had spontaneous healings. I come back with knowing, with peace, with clarity, and knowing things I didn't know before.
How long does it take?
Anybody can do it.
Well, how long does it take to
It's just
learn the
the
process?
process.
Yeah. How long does it take to learn the process?
How long does it take? I guess it's well, if I said to you, hey, do you want to learn how to drive? And you said sure. And I'd say, okay, well, how quickly do you want to learn? Are you going to practice every day? How much per day are you going to practice? So it really depends. Are you continuing to go back in? Are you looking for a state of mastery? Or if you're, many people start something and then they don't get immediate results, so they stop.
You're listening to the Inspire Me with Jay podcast. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, bringing hope and inspiration to the world.
How long did it take me? I saw changes right away, right? But if it does it require effort? Yes, because you're changing yourself. You're choosing to evolve and to become something in someone else. So it does require effort. How long it will take is different by person and how much effort they put in. So I couldn't give you a number.
Well, so you said like the best way to do it was standing last time, didn't you?
What I spoke about the last time we talked was walking meditation. So Dr. Joe teaches 3 types: sitting, lying down, standing, and walking. Uh, Walking meditation is the most advanced form of walking meditation because you've essentially mastered meditating, sitting down, and lying down. And a walking meditation, you are in a meditative state, but you're out in the real world. You're not in your room with your eye mask on. You're out in the real world, and they're generally about an hour guided meditation. You start in a standing position with your eyes closed. You get into your meditative state, you connect to the void, and then you walk. And you are walking as your future self. Then you have another portion where you're standing with your eyes closed again. Then you walk again, and then you stand. So there's 5 segments in a walking meditation. And that's the most advanced form. And you learn that at a week-long retreat.
Well, to get to the
But
meditative.
so anyone who's looking to start,
Oh, I was gonna say, so
sorry,
is it just like turning on a light switch? Like once you know how to turn the light switch on, it's just you're there.
yes. Once you know how to do it and you know how to get there, you figure it out for yourself. And you get there, and so how long that's going to take you, I don't know. If you decide, hey, I'm going all in, I'm going to do this every single day, versus somebody who says, I'll try it once a week, like that's going to answer the how long question. But yes, once you know how to get there, it doesn't take long to get there. Like 10, 15 minutes, maybe.
Well, like what's the first step of stepping out of yourself? I mean,
Calming your body down. So let's say you're sitting down, you have your eye mask on, and you've blacked out the world. It is you and yourself. Your body is going to try and stop you. It's going to say, oh, this is boring, let's get up. This isn't working. Wah, wah, wah. All the distractions are going to show up. So a big part of getting to that state is overcoming all of that and choosing, no, I'm going there. Body, calm down. We're staying here. And just continuing to calm the body down, to choose to sit, to choose to stay there, and continue to relax and surrender. And many people sadly, in this very stressed out world, the best thing they could do is meditate. But it does take effort, especially if you are stressed out or you live in fight, flight, or survival.
Well, so do you have a lot of clients that you work with?
I do. Yes. And um, I do. I have a lot of clients that I work with. I lead a private community as well of clients who've done private one-to-one work with me, um, who have who have really done tremendous things and are taking full responsibility for everything in their lives and creating tremendous amounts of. I think there's a lot of people out there, and they're probably listening to this podcast, who want things in their life to be different, but they don't know how. They don't know what the tools are because they probably weren't available in their family. And I was very, very much the same. I had to go looking. My life was not going well. Um, I'd had a lot of illness, um, a lot of trauma. My life wasn't where I wanted it to be. And then in 2013, I was in a head-on car accident, and that was super severe. And I had a lot of head and neck injuries that um, were not properly diagnosed, and things got really bad. I couldn't get out of bed. I was in so much pain, and I didn't know what to do. My life it was spiraling down. And the insurance company was a nightmare to deal with for me to get any kind of treatment. And my body developed fibromyalgia. And if you listen to the doctors, they'll tell you that fibromyalgia can't be treated. And I just knew that that was not the case. Something in me just said, that's crap. And the but I was in so much pain at that point. I was waiting for an official diagnosis so I could take one of the medications. That was my only hope. I was at that point in time was suicidal. I just didn't want to be here anymore. I was in so much pain. I didn't see a point to living. This was probably around 2015, 2014, 2015. And I got the diagnosis, I got the medication, and I took one dose. And my body said, oh, this is not what's happening. We're not doing this. And my body just freaked out. I ended up in the ER with heart stuff. Like my body just went haywire from this medication. And I got this message that your body is supposed to heal itself, figure out why it isn't. And that changed the entire course of my life. Our bodies are meant to heal themselves. Any illness that we get is just a check engine light. It's just to get your attention to figure out what's really going on, whether it's emotional or it's energetic, whether you could be interacting with an external energy that you have no idea about. And I know some people right now might be thinking, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I was told you cannot heal fibromyalgia. All you can do is manage it. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. My car accident was in 2013. I was suicidal in 2014, 2015. I went and did my yoga teacher training in 2021 at the age of 50. My very first instance of spontaneous healing was I had had quite a severe back injury, and I had lost use of my left leg due to nerve damage. And my first instance of spontaneous healing was the last of the nerve damage leaving. So your body is capable of healing. You just need to figure out what the root cause is and put your body in an environment to heal. And meditation, getting out of your body and going into the void, is the perfect way to do that.
Have you had people healed from like cancer?
Yes, absolutely. So the work I do, meditation is one of the tools, but the work that I do, I work with people who have other energies in their body. So uh, when I say that there's an energetic root cause of something, um, other people who have other multiple souls in the body, there could be other beings in the body. And as soon as the body, so the body's showing illness, it's showing disease because this stuff is going on. As soon as you deal with that stuff, body can heal. At the very end, I had one gentleman, one in particular, there's a lot, stage 4 cancer. I was the second or third recurrence. And he knew if he didn't get a handle on it that he was going to die this time. And I asked him, I said, how did you find me? And he said, I don't actually know. He said, you just somehow I came across your path. And so we did the work. And at the very end, I asked the body, I said, body, can you let the cancer go? The body's like, yeah. Okay. And it did. Because the root cause had been addressed. So if you're listening to this and you have illness in your body, if you have disease in your body is showing you a check engine light. It has an emotional root cause or an energetic root cause. Until or unless you figure that out, the check engine light is not going to turn on. Western medicine might be able to help you delay something, but it requires you getting to the root cause to get the tremendous instant healing. And that is incredibly possible for everybody. And, I've had people come to me and, one gentleman he's like, Pauline, every male in my family has died before the age of 60 of a heart attack. And he was coming up to 60. And what it was that all the men in his family had thought patterns. They all had energies and energetic thought patterns that was manifesting in the body. So when we can clear that, neutralize all that, and change it, the body doesn't have to do that. Is there something you're trying to heal, Jay, or something that you'd be quite happy to say, hey, if I didn't have to deal with this any longer, I'd be thrilled?
Well, I don't know. Could it heal like visual impairments that you were born with?
I believe so, yes. If you look up if anyone's listening to this, look up the testimonials for people who have done the Dr. Joe work. There's just one lady that recently, and she had, because he does a lot of research and where it proves this person had this, they started to meditate, they did what they needed to do, they cleared it, and they do the tests after. So there was one woman at an event recently who did a testimonial, and you can look this up. And she had, I believe it was rectal cancer. And she healed the rectal cancer. They had removed part of the rectum, but through the meditation, her body had regrown 11 centimeters of new tissue. Your body is meant to heal itself. It's meant to regenerate itself. Allowing that to happen, giving your body what it needs and getting to the root cause is our work. I've been at events sitting beside somebody who came in a wheelchair with ALS. And a couple of days into the event, he was standing up dancing. So I know what's possible, and I hold that space for my clients.
So, I mean, where should people look into, like if they want to get healed, like, should they just start with Joseph Dispenza and like go
What
on
can they
YouTube?
do? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there's so much you can do. There's so much you can do. Let me give you these resources right now. If a part of you knows that you are dealing with external energy, then what I'm going to suggest you do is you go onto my website and you take my energetic free will quiz. That will help discern what's going on. There's 21 questions, and you will be given a number between 0 and 21. You'll also be given a color. Green means everything's fine. Yellow, there's something there. Red or red alert. So this is for the energetic stuff. So take the quiz. After the quiz, you will be given a link to book a free 20-minute call with me. Book it. Start to open up to new information and awarenesses. On those calls, I live douse and intuit, and I tell you exactly what's going on. And start to connect you to your own guidance. Because that's what you want. You want to be connected to your own guidance. You don't want someone else telling you what's there. We just need to reconnect you so that you know what's going on. So that's one resource is me. Also, if you feel that there might be other energies in the body, other occupants, other beings, then my book, it's called Who's Holding the Microphone, is a free download from my website, PaulineMcGuire.com. And I would suggest that you read that and do the quiz and book the call. Now, for Dr. Joe's work, his book, Becoming Supernatural, hang on, right. So this is his book, Becoming Supernatural. It's available in multiple languages, audiobook. You can get it wherever you buy your book. That is a fantastic place to start. He breaks it down on everything. He's like, there's scans of brain waves. He brings you the science behind it. His website, which is Dr. Joe Unlimited, just Google Dr. Joe and you'll get his website. You can sign up for a free account, and he has tons and tons of resources, information, testimonials from people who've healed themselves. I have a testimonial for healing my Crohn's, or healing the Crohn's my body had. I don't want to own it. So there are so many resources out there, but I'm going to give you those two. So energetic free will quiz, book the call, and the book. And then Dr. Joe, Becoming Supernatural, and his website. And make yourself a cup of tea and start looking at what is actually happening, what people are doing and healing. And it will blow your mind. Instant spontaneous healing.
So at that one time you talked about you met actual guides when you were doing a walking meditation.
Yeah. So that was fascinating. So that was, I believe, day 15 or day 16 of walking meditation. And I had delayed doing that meditation. Like, it was in the winter, it was in January, I was living in Canada, in Ontario. And if I didn't get out by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon to do it outside, then it would get dark and I wouldn't feel comfortable. So if I missed that window for any reason, then I would go to my community center and I would do it on the track, indoor track at night. But I had to be out the door by 9 because it closed at 10. And this particular night, I was kicking and I was dragging my heels, like was delaying and delaying and delaying. And I just got so fed up with myself. And I'm just like, you committed to doing it, go do it. Because this is what we need to overcome, right? When we commit to something. So I went, and one of my favorite walking meditations, it's number 6. And I went all in, and I was just like, okay, show me it all. Okay, I'm here. I surrender. I've kicked and screamed all day, but I'm in. Bring it. Just bring it. And what happened that night was magical. I can't imagine what anyone looking at me would have seen, because my eyes were closed. I was in a meditative state, and I had future versions of myself showing up and applauding me, and I was seeing like my old life falling away. I was seeing myself in a rocket ship, and it was all very symbolic, but it all happened. My whole life fell away within a year and a half. I was out of the country. I was a different person. My body was healed. And I left that meditation as a different person. And I have a picture of me before that meditation. I have a picture of me after that meditation, and they do not look like the same person. And the picture after the meditation probably looks 20 years young. This is what I know is reality. This is my reality. So this is what I show people how to do, so they can find it for themselves. And you'll see, if you go on my website, you'll see my pictures of before the energy, illness, and just healing it all, because that's what I know is possible without medication. I mean, sure, we take care of the body, but it's not medication that did any of that. Is meditation and the intention to change and create something different. And we're all capable of that with new information.